guys, M.V.K back again. Got another review for you guys. I finally finished it, and I wanted to get my thoughts on it. This is a Marvel book. I've been waiting for it and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting till it came out in trade, and I finally got it. I got it a while ago, but I just didn't read it. But now I finished it. And what book is that? Well, Predator vs. Wolverine. Yeah, by Ben Percy. I've been waiting for this bad boy to come out. This is when Marvel got the license to use the Predator, this was the one fight I said had to be a must if they were to cross over, and I'm glad we did it. Ben Percy, Ken Lashley, there's different artists in there, but Ken Lashley does the present day artwork, because this takes place in the present and we see also in the past. And there's several people who do artwork, and there's even Greg Land, which I don't care for, but there's Hayden Sherman. Everyone does artwork in it. So what is this about? Okay, well, it's Predator and Wolverine, the Yautja versus Wolverine, the best at what he does, and a lot of it ain't pretty. So basically this takes course over years, and we see that this Predator is pretty much seeking revenge. He is bloodthirsty because he still has never been able to, well, defeat Wolverine, and he has met Wolverine on several occasions, including his time with Weapon X, including his time with Team X when he was a young man, his time in Japan with Muramasa, just all kinds of stuff. The story picks up really fast in terms of, we see Wolverine and he's pretty messed up. His shoulder is missing chunks of meat, and he's being stalked by something. And then of course he goes, and we start to see some things that he's talking about in his past and what he encountered. And those were some of the good stuff too, when we saw his past, like the past of Wolverine, and how they incorporated the Yautja. Has been stalking him ever since. There was even a point where he is with Team X, him, Sabretooth, Maverick, and all that they even bring in help to capture Wolverine, and it don't go well. Like I said, there were many points where we see, Wolverine as a young man, and we see a point where Wolverine is with the X-Men, and the Yautja comes and nearly destroys the X-Mansion and takes characters hostage, and is like, yeah, you coming with me? Like, it's crazy after that. But being a Predator fan, you will see a lot of winks and nods to the franchise in terms of the movies and things like that. The fights between Wolverine and the Yautja are great, and you get to see Wolverine being pushed somewhat to the limit of his acknowledgement and his skill level. And even with the Yautja, it's the same thing. It's like he feels like almost jaded that I'm getting outwitted by prey, is in his mind. One of my favorites is how during the X-Mansion scene, where there's a scene where Logan, he tells his surrogate family, like, look, there's a guy, I'm hoping this guy doesn't come after me, but he does. He tracks Wolverine down to the X-Mansion, and it's even to the point where we see many of the X-Men helping Wolverine, and Wolverine is trying to tell him, no, I don't want your help, I don't want you guys getting hurt. But you see a lot of, you You got Danny Moonstar in here when she still had her powers, when she was able to make mirages, and she uses that to help, and it was just so much fun. The artwork, like I said, most of the artwork was great, but I love Ken Lashley's artwork, who does the present day stuff. Like, look at that artwork. Like, that's just beautiful. He's battle tested, but it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful artwork. It really, really comes down to that this Predator, this Yautja, is out for blood. And it gets to the point, there's even one point where he tracks Wolverine down at Weapon X and literally nearly skins him alive and tries to take it. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy what they did in this. And just how Wolverine is being taken off-world in the Predator ship, and then he jumps out of the ship, and you can just see Wolverine basically entering Earth's atmosphere, and he's burning up. It's just crazy. It almost, in a sense, you realize, you're like, thank God he's got a healing factor, but still, it hurts. It's a good run. It has about 6 chapters up, I think, if I remember. And you really, really get to see just exactly, how Wolverine would stand up to one of these guys. And there's even a point in the present when Wolverine uses almost the same technique that Arnold Dutch used, with the mud, but instead this trick, Wolverine basically cuts out one of his eyes, puts it in the mud, and the Yautja attacks it thinking Wolverine is just hiding underneath this mud, and it's a sneak attack, and it was really cool. I was like, oh, that's crazy. But it was great. And the final fight, because the fighting takes place in Canada, so Wolverine is on his home turf, and what I really like is just showcasing his skill, Wolverine's skill against a highly advanced alien, but knowing that he could handle this guy. That was something I really enjoyed. But as usual, in the end, Logan is able to defeat this Predator. And before that, what do you think happened? Yeah, the Predator, he doesn't want to take that L, so what is he? Boop, 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 doop, 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 boop, and tries to blow up. And lucky for Logan, it doesn't happen in that same manner, because it happens, but as you can see here, it does happen, but this is Wolverine. He ain't gonna die. And that's one of the things about the Predators or the Yautja I just always find weird. Like, I think it's because they don't want the technology to fall in the wrong hands, but at the time I look at it as like, okay, so if a warrior beats you guys, you can't accept the loss, and you want to boop, 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 boop. That was how I looked at it. But I really, really enjoyed this. It was everything I wanted it to be. If you want to check out, if you are a fan of both characters, trust me, this is good. Mr. Percy does a great job of writing. I mean, Ben Percy has done a good job of writing Wolverine for a while, but Mr. Lashley and all the other artists were great. I'll even throw Lan in there, but at the same time, it was good, and hopefully we'll get some more Predator crossovers with some Marvel heroes. But if I was giving this a rank, 9 out of 10. It worked. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I do recommend it. And if you have read Wolverine vs. Predator or Predator vs. Wolverine, tell me in the comment section below, what did you think about it? Did you hate it? Did you like it? Just leave a comment down below. And with that being said, fellow geeks, peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real. I will be back with more comic reviews. Deuces.